A quadratic equation that can be solved by extracting the square roots is usually in the form ax plus b squared equals c or x squared equals c. Steps in solving quadratic equations by extracting the square roots. Step 1. Isolate the squared term. Step 2. Extract the square root of both sides. Step 3. Solve for the variable. Step 4. Check your solutions. Let's consider the following examples. Example 1. Solve x squared minus 16 equals 0. Using extracting the square roots. The given equation is x squared minus 16 equals 0. Apply the first step, isolate the squared term. Applying addition property of equality, we add both sides by 16, we have x squared equals 16. Then apply the second step, extract the square root of both sides, we have square root of x squared is equal to square root of 16. Square root of x squared is x is equal to square root of 16 is positive, negative 4. Then apply the third step, solve for the variable. So, x sub 1 is equal to 4 and x sub 2 is equal to negative 4. After solving for the variable, check your solutions. The original equation is x squared minus 16 equals 0. Let's check if x equals 4 really a solution of x squared minus 16 equals 0. Substitute the value of x into the original equation, we have 4 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Simplify, square of 4 is 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. Simplify, 16 minus 16 is 0 equals 0, the equation is true, so 4 is a solution of x squared minus 16 equals 0. The other computed value of x is negative 4. We will substitute this into the original equation, x squared minus 16 equals 0, to determine whether negative 4 is a solution. We have negative 4 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Simplify, square of negative 4 is 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. 16 minus 16 is 0 equals 0. The equation is true, so negative 4 is a solution of x squared minus 16 equals 0. Therefore, the equation x squared minus 16 equals 0 has two solutions. X equals 4 or x equals negative 4. Let's consider example 2. Solve t squared equals 0. Using extracting the square roots. The equation is t squared equals 0. Since the quadratic term is already isolated, we can extract the square roots of both sides immediately. We have square root of t square is equal to square root of 0. Square root of t square is t, is equal to the square root of 0 is 0. Remember that the square root of 0 is neither positive nor negative because 0 is a neutral number. In fact, the square root of 0 is simply 0. Let's check if the compute value of t is a solution of t squared equals 0. Substitute t equals 0, we have 0 square is equal to 0, square of 0 is equal to 0. The equation is true, so 0 is a solution of t squared equals 0. Therefore, the equation t squared equals 0 has one solution, t equals 0. Let us examine example 3. Solve x squared plus 9 equals 0. Using extracting the square roots. First isolate the quadratic term, by subtracting 9 both sides. Applying subtraction property of equality, we have x squared equals negative 9. Since negative 9 is less than 0, then the equation x equals negative 9 has no real solutions or roots. There is no real number when squared gives negative 9. Therefore, the equation x squared plus 9 equals 0 has no real solutions or roots. Let's end with example 4. Solve x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Using extracting the square roots. The equation is x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. First, isolate the quadratic term by adding 25 both sides, applying the addition property of equality. We have x minus 4 squared equals 25. Then, extract the square root both sides of the equation. We have square root of x minus 4 squared is equal to square root of 25. Then simplify, we have square root of x minus 4 squared is x minus 4 is equal to square root of 25 is positive and negative 5. Then solve for x, applying addition property of equality by adding 4 both sides of the equation. We have x equals 4 plus or minus 5. X sub 1 is 4 plus 5 equals 9. X sub 2 is 4 minus 5 is equal to negative 1. After solving for the variable, check your solutions. The original equation is x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Let's check if x equals 9 really a solution of x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Substitute 9 into the original equation. We have 9 minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Then, simplify. 9 minus 4 is 5 square minus 25 is equal to 0. Square of 5 is 25 minus 25 is equal to 0. 25 minus 25 is 0 equals 0. The equation is true, then 9 is a solution of x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. The other computed value of x is negative 1. We will substitute this into the original equation, x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0, to determine whether negative 1 is a solution. We have negative 1 minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Simplify. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5 square minus 25 equals 0. Square of negative 5 is 25 minus 25 is 0 equals 0. The equation is true, then negative 1 is a solution of x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0. Therefore, the equation x minus 4 squared minus 25 equals 0 has two solutions: x equals 9 or x equals negative 1.